So magandang gabi na naman po ulit sa inyo lahat at nandito naman ako para i-discuss ang panibagong topic which is error handling and streamlining stored procedure. So exercise 1, using error handling and streamlining methods in a stored procedure. So a stored procedure is a group of transact SQL statements that are compiled into a single execution plan. So there are different methods to handle errors and streamline the stored procedure to produce optimal results. So the various methods are as follows. So marami po dito at mahaba. So pinaikli ko na lang po siya, and yung number 1 natin is yung try catch block. So ano yung try catch block? So the SQL try catch block, it helps us to handle the errors in query effectively. So if the SQL server finds an error, then it exists from try block and enters into the catch and execute the statement inside the catch block, and lastly it will return the corresponding error description. And yung pangalawa natin, yung with encryption option. So ano yun? Using with encryption option is just a basic level of hiding the source code of the programmable objects like procedures, views, and functions. So tandaan natin, do not use this option to hide highly confidential source code. So once na na-encrypt na siya, there is no straightforward way in SQL server to decrypt naman the procedure. And next, with recompile option. So yung recompile option, it is the oldest and most traditional technique naman to not cache the query plans and compile your stored procedure or queries every single time to get optimal performance. Then yung last natin is to execute as clause. So you can use the execute as clause to define the execution context. So you specify the owner of the procedure to help manage permission and accessibility of the procedure. So in this exercise daw, we will learn to handle errors and streamline procedure. So task 1 tayo. So task 1, use try to catch block in stored procedure. So in this task, we will create a stored procedure and handle the errors thrown using the try catch block. So step 1 tayo, same process. We will connect to Plab SQL 01. So from the Plab SQL 1 desktop, click start and click management. I click Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So to connect the server, dialog box appears. So in the server name, type Plab SQL 01 and connect. So the SQL Server Management Studio Windows appears. So nakikita nyo po sa inyong screen, ito na po yon. So in the Object Explorer, click to expand the databases folder. So yan, and step 4, select the database from the list of the databases. Click AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3. Alright, and click tayo, ay gawa tayo ng ating query. So step 5, nag-appear na yung ating query. So step 6 tayo, we will create naman a stored procedure in try catch block. So type the following query in the new query pane. So dito sa type natin, so in the given query, we will create a stored procedure named sample procedure 7 underscore PRC. So the procedure is included in the try catch block. So the try block has a simple division operation. So the catch block detects the error and throws an exception with appropriate error number and error messages. So step 7, run natin ito using F5 and command completed successfully, meaning we successfully executed the displayed in the message bins at the bottom. And step 8 tayo, kuitan ng ating panibagong query. And to execute the transact SQL stored procedure that was created, we will type this following. Okay. So in this given query daw, we will execute the stored procedure sample procedure 7 underscore PRC, and step 9, run natin ito. So yan. So, the query ran successfully in the result set is displayed. So, dito sa nakikita nating, dito sa ating messages pane, sabi dito, the stored procedure is executed, however, a divide by 0 encountered. So, exception is thrown because a number cannot be divided by 0. So, therefore, the division operation fails. So, the catch block catches the error and then display the error number and the error message in the result pane. So, it shows the detail po that shows the details of the error processed by the catch block natin. Yan. So, proceed tayo sa task 2. Use with encryption option in stored procedure. So, in this task daw, we will create a stored procedure with encryption option to encrypt the text in the stored procedure. So, step 1, create tayo panibago nating query. So, dito, we will create a stored procedure named sample procedure 8 naman, underscore PRC, with encryption option. So, the try catch block is used to detect and throw errors in the stored procedure. So, step 2, run natin ulit. And command completed successfully. Step 3 tayo, create tayo ng panibago nating query. So, to display naman daw the stored procedure, i-type natin itong given. So, in this given query daw, you use sp underscore help text to display the stored procedure text. And step 4, tingnan natin, run natin. So, the text for object sample procedure 8 per C is encrypted. So, notice that the text for object sample is encrypted message is displayed. So, step 3 tayo. Sa task 3 natin, use with recompile option in stored procedure. So, in this task, we will create a stored procedure using with recompile operation in the procedure definition and execution. So, step 1, create tayo ng panibagong query. So, that to demonstrate the use of with recompile option in the procedure, we will type this following. Okay. So, dito sa tinype natin, we will create a stored procedure name sample procedure 9 PRC with @p department group key as a parameter. So, we will use with recompile option in the procedure definition. So, the stored procedure retrieves and displays record from the dim department group table where the department group key table matches the stored procedure parameter. So, let's see. Step 2, run natin. So, command completed successfully. So, step 3 tayo. Create tayo ng panibago nating query. So, dito naman, we will execute the stored procedure. And sabi dito, in this given query daw, we will execute the stored procedure name sample procedure 9 PRC with 1 as a parameter. So, let's see kung yun ang lalabas. Okay. So, yun yung lumabas natin. Then, step 5 tayo. Create tayo ng panibagong query natin. So, dito sa step 5, we will demonstrate naman the use of with recompile option. So, in this given query, we will retrieve the statistic and the show plan in XML format for the sample procedure 9 PRC stored procedure. So, the statistic are retrieved using the sys.dm underscore execution underscore query underscore stats function, and the show plan is retrieved using the sys, yun nga, yung kanina. So, step 6 tayo. Let's see. So, yan. The result indicates that currently the stored procedure does not have any execution plan. So, task 4 tayo naman. Ang task 4 naman, we will use to execute as a clause in stored procedure. So, in this task, we will create a stored procedure with execute as a clause naman. So, the execute as clause, when used with the stored procedure, define its execution context. So, step 1. In the Object Explorer, click to expand Security Login. Ayan. Then, logins. Then step 2 in the Object Explorer, click to expand databases, system databases, and master. So sa step 2 in the Object Explorer, click to expand databases, system databases, and master. Yan. So to create a new query from the, okay, create daw tayo ng panibagong query. So in this given query daw, a new login account name login1 is created with a password. So the default underscore database argument specifies the default database for the login account. So in this query, the default database is set to master. So to check the expiration argument, specify whether the password expiration policy must be applied or not to log in the account. So default value of this argument is off. So to check policy argument is on by the default in this query, it is set to off. So the alter server poll statement adds the new login account to the system admin server role. So run natin ito. So command completed successfully. In step 3, to refresh the security node in the Object Explorer, right click the security. Okay. Right click natin ito. And click natin ang refresh. So close the query page without saving the information. So step 4, under the security, click to expand logins. So expand natin tong logins. So yan, notice the newly created login account name login is displayed in the login list. Yan. So to disconnect the databases instances from the server in the Object Explorer, click the disconnect icon. So click natin itong disconnect icon. And yan. So the databases instance is disconnected from Flab SQL1. So to close the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, click close. So yan. So step 6 is to open SQL Server Management Studio from Flab SQL1 desktop. Double click Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio icon. So step 7 tayo. To connect to server, dialog box appears. So retain the default setting in the server tape and the server name boxes. So click the authentication drop down list. So click muna natin ito. And click natin tong authentication. And step 8, in the login box, type login1. So yan, in the login box, type login1. And in the password, ito yung password natin. And click connect. Ayan. So step 9 natin, notice the database engine is connected to Flab SQL1. So to create a new query from the query ribbon, click new query tayo. And type natin ito. So yung type natin, it's by the default. So the database selected is master. So this query will change the database from master to AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3. So run down natin ito. Command completed successfully. So the query pin is typed with the query that uses AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3 database. So the query is successfully executed. The result is displayed in the ating messages pane that shows successful execution of the query. In step 10 tayo, create tayo ng panibago. So dito, in this query, we will create a new user account and add it into DB owner group. So run natin ito. So So, command completed successfully. So, meaning, we create a new user account and add it on DB owner group. So, step 11 tayo. Create tayo ng panibago nating query. So, this query creates a new stored procedure named sample procedure 10 PRC. So, the execute as clause sets the execution context to log in one user account. So, the department group key value from dim department group table is passed as the input parameter for the procedure. So, the procedure when executed will display all the records from dim department group. So, table based on the where clause. So, run natin ito. So, command completed successfully, meaning we create a new stored procedure. So, step 11, create tayo ng panibago. Yan, so dito sa tinype natin, this query execute naman daw the stored procedure name sample procedure 10. So, the department group key value 1 is passed as the parameter. So, the records having 1 as the department group key value will be displayed as the result set. So, run natin ulit. Ayan. So, the query run successfully, the result set is displayed. Okay. So, 1. So, that's it. We na-cover natin yung topic natin na using error handling and streamlining methods in a stored procedure.